What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more J-drama score, and we're returning to the soundtrack to Undercover Agent Tokage 2013, a show starring Matsuda Shota. And yes, I've talked about the premise and the dynamics of the series multiple times in previous reactions, so I'll be brief, but it is, of course, a detective show, and one in which there is a conspiracy, both one that happens before the show begins, and conspiracies that unfold over the course of the episodes, which are, of course, tied together in that regard. But yeah, we're going to listen to another tune from the soundtrack by Kimura Hideakira, and the track we're going to listen to is called T's Spirit. And T I'm taking to be Tokage, and indeed this track is often played when Tokage has a sense of what is taking place and what needs to be done to expose and or stop the culprits and prevent whatever harm or disaster might be impending. And there's definitely a sense of both moral purpose and action in the track here, so it's one that I think services both sides of the show, meaning there is a lot of detective work and uncovering what is actually happening, but when push comes to shove, Tokage and other characters too have to use their physicality either to elude detection, because Tokage is often going in undercover, or to actually use some sort of combat or at least evasion to prevent the worst things happening. So, as I said, I think you can hear the morality of the show and also the physicality of the show in this track. So let's give it a listen. This is from the Undercover Agent Tokage soundtrack by Kimura Hideakira, a tune called T's Spirit. that little flourish at the end. I mean, it is just a little extra gratuity at the end of the track, but definitely that's a stirring moment. I'd say the whole track is epic and stirring. And again, you can feel the drama and the sense of righteousness, but also the intensity and potential action in the track. And yeah, again, it's a really great show. It's not the biggest show, meaning I have seen and at some point will watch, or in some cases have already watched on my Patreon, J-drama detective shows with a bigger budget, a bigger scope. But this one, for what it is, I think it's really well done. And not the intimacy, I mean, it's not like an entirely small show. You know, there's chases and there's action scenes and so on. But yes, it is a show that is not as elaborate as some others I've seen. But in that regard, I think it serves very well the personal stories of the drama as they play out. And even though this is a bigger tune, it's not, you know, soft and emotional like some of the previous ones we've listened to from the soundtrack. Even so, I think the character, not only of Tokage, but of the other main characters, which, again, I will at some point do a watch-along of this over on my Patreon, so I won't give away too much here, at least beyond what I've already talked about in previous, not watch-alongs, reactions for this soundtrack. But yeah, the handful of main characters, they all have a part to play in the personal dimension of this story. So yes, as I said, at some point down the line, we'll do a watch along of it. Shout out to Michaela, who knows the story. And ultimately, this is maybe the 5th or 6th track that I've reacted to out of, it's got to be over 20. Yeah, it's 24. Now that being said, the first track, which is called Undercover Agent, it's like 13 minutes long. It's a rare thing. I do remember now that I say that in the 2015 live-action Death Note J-drama, there's a tune that's like 11, 12 minutes long, I think maybe even a couple of them. But generally speaking, tracks in J-drama soundtracks are like 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes. But as I said, the opening tune on this soundtrack is like 13 minutes long. And as a result, a number of other ones here are like 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. I'm guessing this one is right about 2 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, it's over 3, so yeah, my internal clock was a bit off there, but it's not 13 minutes. So yeah, at some point we'll react to that opening tune, but obviously that'll be a bit more of a journey. So in any case, let me know what you think. And Luca, who emerged out of nowhere, I didn't even know she was in here, and is now resting comfortably, she and I will see you next time. Peace.